Rudebuoyz rant is on again, people. This is the Dirty Immigrant.
This is Scotland.
Yes, man. And it's a cold day out here where we are.
Goodness gracious.
How cold is it?
Temperatures in the low 20s. The wind chill has got it near single digits. And tonight it will get into the single digits with wind chill below 0.
Oh, man, my tropical butt's going to be freezing. Me living here in Appalachia.
Ooh, man. It is. Well, what's funny about it, too, is that, okay, when I went to the basketball game last night, I think the temperature was in the 40s and it was raining. And when I left, it had actually gotten up to 51.
Yeah.
Because when I walked out of the arena, I thought, well, this doesn't feel too bad.
Yeah.
You know, this is kind of decent. And then so when I got home, I pulled it because I also wanted to see the radar, how close all of the other stuff was coming. So it said the temperature was 51. And then I was looking at the hourly and going, all right, well, it's not going to take much longer before we plummet about 30 degrees. And sure enough,
here's what we're doing. We are failing to realize that we're recording this. So today's Sunday the 20th.
Yes, Sunday.
This is Sunday the 20th. So you don't say, wait a minute, the sun is shining. It's like summer here, and
the sun is shining outside right now, but
something I had to get used to when I first came to this country. We're gonna get into that in another show. You know what I mean? It's a funny story and thing. But we were going to record this particular show the last time we were here, but I'm really glad we didn't because I realized something about myself. Now, when I woke up this morning and I got on Facebook, the first thing that greeted me was the incident between those little Catholic schoolboys and the Native American. And it was where his mother doubled down. Sound familiar? His mother doubled down on his behavior, and I'm not going to call it bad behavior. I'm not going to call it good behavior.
And you're talking about the one that was standing right in front of him because there were others there.
And they were doing a stupid dance and carrying.
Well, the one that was standing right in front of him was just standing in front of him, just staring at him.
You know what I
mean?
With
a weird grin on his face.
And the mother said that the reason why he acted that way is because he was terrorized by some black Muslims. I tell you, man, black people, they always messing things up, ain't they? Well, here are these good, wholesome, full-blooded, all-American kids doing their thing. And some black Muslims had to terrorize them. What's up with black people? You know what I mean? Damn them for standing up for something. You know what I mean? They should sit there and shut up and play ball.
Well, the other thing that I don't understand is
dance. Or sing. Or talk about the big member. That's what we're supposed to do.
The other thing I don't understand is how often white people can't tell the difference between other people. Because there was a comment I saw yesterday on Twitter that they even reposted the video of the Native American, banging on his drum and doing his chant. And he said that the black man is the one who got in his face. I'm like, what?
Well, a lot of people think there's them and there's black.
Oh, you're saying there's white people and then there's black or something? Yeah. Because I mean,
there's black.
Because I mean, when you look at this guy, like,
which is really odd because I've been told so many times that I'm not really black.
Yeah. But and he's also doing a chant that and maybe this is me from my background of, growing up learning more about Native American culture because my parents were interested in it. So I read a lot, I watched a lot. So to me, when I hear that chant, I'm not thinking, oh, this is African. Or something like that. I mean, when I hear that, I'm just wondering, I wonder what Native American tribe this is.
And you're probably not thinking this is a war chant neither.
No.
Because back in the day when you watch the Western movies, they emphasize the war chant.
Any howling and hooping and hollering it's a war chant. We're coming to scalp you. You know what I mean?
Which they learned from the British, by the way. But anyway. The thing, what set me off this morning is that I am falling into the abyss of negativity. Because
it's so easy
to do, dude.
Yeah.
Especially if you do so and you read a lot of the comments and stuff that people do. Now, I'm reading it because I'm going to use a lot of it when we're doing this show.
Yes, yeah.
You know what I mean? But
that's what I was doing too.
The main premise of us doing this show is to bring forth a little positivity. And if possible, some sort of solution. But the solution isn't going to be political or religious. It's going to be a human solution. Because the problem is us. The problem is we are letting ourselves be controlled, manipulated by religion, ideology, culture, race, and all that stuff. When there's one main common denominator that we could pay attention to, and it's the fact that we're human.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was going away from that because everybody wants to be a victim.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And it goes back to the kid standing in front of the Native American. Well, the kid is a victim because this Native American doing something, and the Native American is standing in front of the kid because this is a white kid, so this white kid has done something for me. And then the mother come in and say, well, it's the blacks that did it to them. And I mean, listen, we had a rainbow of
blaming.
Yeah. Oh man, I like that. A rainbow of blaming. You know what I mean? That's exactly what was going on.
We were just missing some Asians in there somewhere.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Well, the stereotype is the Asians are smart enough not to do that. That's the stereotype.
This is between them.
Yeah. You know what I mean? We're going to let them fight it out. We're going to just sit back here and then we're going to send them food. That's not really what the food that they think they eat.
That might be a story for another time.
Yeah, that's another show.
So,
but you know what I mean? And I think we need to start focusing more on a fix from a human perspective instead of... like for instance, I had put up a post. I saw this woman put up a post saying where Trump had did something to make a compromise. And the Democrats rejected it. And she's like, you see, Trump is not the one that's creating the problem. And I was like, why are you on my post loving everything I say that's down the middle and you're choosing a side?
Yeah.
So I put up there, I said, they all are causing it.
Yes.
They are getting paid. Poor people aren't.
Yes.
But you want to blame one side or the other. You're the ones that's not getting anything.
Yeah.
They're getting paid.
Because also, you and I were talking about this while we're walking over here. This has been happening since I can remember, where it's, okay, once a certain party's president gets out of office, and the other party takes over. Because obviously we've seen, okay, granted we went from Reagan to Bush, but so we went from Bush to Clinton, so Republican to Democrat. Then Clinton to Bush, so Democrat to Republican.
Yeah.
Bush to Obama, so Republican to Democrat. Then Obama to Trump, so Democrat to Republican. And it seems like, okay, once that party's president is now gone, then the other party goes, all right, now we've got to make that other side pay for the last however many years.
Yeah.
Well, then when that president gets out, now it's the other side stand and say, okay, now we've got to make them pay for the last however many years. But at the same time, too, if you then have Congress a majority of the other party that's not the president, then whenever the president comes up with something, Congress goes,
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
And it all comes down to basically it's like, well, that wasn't our idea, so we can't let them do that.
And if the preceding party that was in charge did something good, they kill it.
Oh, completely.
Because it's not them, and
or they figure out a way, we've always got both sides figuring out their way to manipulate it to then where it looks like a horrible idea, and we definitely need to get rid of that.
Yeah, and the thing about it is, you could sit there and blame them for this. You could say it's their fault, it's the Democrats' fault, it's the Republicans' fault, but the point is, it's our fault. You see, because we have to sit back and look and see what everybody is doing and decide what's best for us.
Yeah.
But we're not doing that.
No.
We are doing exactly what they want us to do.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I mean? Man, them people come out of there rich.
For the rest of their lives.
For the rest of their lives.
Even if some of those congressmen serve one term.
Yeah.
One term. 1, 2, or 6 year term. And depending on which side, whether it's Senate or the House of Representatives, they are rich for the rest of their lives. They have retirement for the rest of their lives. They have insurance for the rest of their lives. No matter what they do, they have it made for the rest of their lives.
And all the contacts they make in there, so they keep getting that money. Then they go work for a big company and make more money there too.
Yes.
You know, but you see, here's what I think the mentality is. Well, we served our people, so we deserve this. That's the mentality.
Crap.
That's the mentality right there. You know what I mean? We deserve this. Meanwhile, we have veterans who have nothing, who actually served.
Yes.
Have nothing.
But yet, let's make sure we put all this money aside to build a frickin' wall. But yet, good Lord, a football player took a knee and is disrespecting our troops.
You know?
But yet, I want this much money to build a wall.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
When that amount of money could go towards so many other good things.
So many good things. You know what I mean? The homeless population is exploding. And they have us
And guess what? It's full of a lot of veterans.
Yep. And they have us thinking that if somebody's homeless, it's their fault.
Yeah.
Get a job. Well, if a man don't have a place to live and a phone number, you tell me, how is he going to get a job?
Yeah.
If he can't go out and buy decent clothes, granted, there's places you could go to get help, but the amount of people that are homeless is far outweighing the amount of people who, the amount of places to go do this. You know what? Before we even continue there's some churches that are doing a hell of a lot to help the furlough workers.
Okay.
With food.
Good.
And everything like that. There's a lot of churches, and if you listen to me, you're gonna hear I'm not the most religious person, but if they're doing some good, I'm gonna call it out.
Speaking of that, my sister put up a post one day, and to prove that this was obviously not a fake, that this was she saw it and somebody's trying to fake this. I recognized the cafeteria. Bass Hoover Elementary back in Stevens City, Virginia, where I'm from, and where my nephew's going to school. They put together their own food drive to help out the, unfortunately now out of work government workers. Yeah. And those tables were full of stuff.
And instead of blaming, you should be helping. You should go after helping those that need the help instead of sitting there going, it's his fault, it's your fault, black man, it's your fault, white man, it's your fault, Native American man, everything is your fault. You're falling for that stuff. And this is what hit me this morning. I was falling for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because quite frankly, I'm down the middle. But a lot of people think I'm liberal because I'm for peace and love and stuff like that. Because it seems for some reason, if you're on the other side, you want war. I'm not saying that's the way it is, because I know a lot of Republicans who want peace. But just as much as a lot of Democrats who want peace. The problem is we want the same thing, but we want our way to dictate how the next man sees peace or have peace.
Listen to this full statement, okay? If the Republicans get their way of everything, then they will be believing they are living in peace.
Yeah.
And they're going to love it.
Yeah.
But the Democrats are going to think they're in war. And they can't stand it. Then if the Democrats get their way of everything, they're going to think they're living in peace and everything is fantastic. But then the Republicans are going to be thinking, that they're in war and that everything stinks and all that. So that's why I said listen to that entire statement, please. Because like you're saying, it's, I want this, but it has to be done my way of, okay, I'm a liberal, so everything has to be done my way. I don't care what you say, Mr. Conservative.
Yeah.
Things are going to be done my way. Or, well, I'm conservative, and so I want it done my way. I don't care what you want, Mr. Liberal.
And the whole thing about manipulating people to pick sides, that's not the way a government should work. A government should, when people are taking sides, a government should go, stop. Let's see how we could compromise and fix this.
Yes.
They're supposed to be the cooler heads. Yeah. They're supposed to be the ones who sit down and go, hey, okay, what did you say? What did you say? Okay, let's see what we could do here.
But instead, they've been the hotheads.
They're the ones that are dividing.
Yes. Meanwhile, they're sitting back in their rich houses laughing at us while they watch the rest of the people yell at each other.
And mind you, it's the people who pay them. They are dividing you with your own money.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
With your own money,
Yeah.
they're dividing you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And but you see, and that's another thing too. How this is going to be solved? Education. Not just in the school system, but people have to start educating the children to let them realize we live in a world.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nobody going anywhere unless, of course, supposedly climate change is going to destroy it.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact is, everybody's here. Nobody's going anywhere. Genocide is definitely going to be a hard thing to do in these times anymore.
Yeah.
Genocide, if you notice, only happen in countries where nobody's paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
But generally speaking, you can't kill all the black people.
Yeah.
You're not going to kill all the white people. You're not going to subdue them.
Yeah.
Because
you're
right
not going
now,
to kill all the Muslims. You're not going to kill all the Christians.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So what's the next best thing to do? Find a peaceful solution. You believe what you want to believe.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you believe that doesn't mean I should believe it. Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. You see, the problem with everything is, especially religion, is that people think what they believe is best for everybody.
Yeah.
But it can't be best for everybody because over the matter of time, people have had their own ideologies. People have had their own religions. No, it's not going anywhere. And even if later on Islam and Christianity is not the main religions, there's going to be two different ones. Because back in the day, it was the pagans.
Yeah.
And other pockets of religion. People are not going to have the same ideology. Let people believe what they're going to believe. Now, I could understand if a religion is doing something to hurt humanity, period, you say, okay, that's enough.
Yeah.
I could totally understand that. But to tell them if they pray 5 times a day and all of that, that's wrong. Who are you to tell them that?
Yeah.
Who are me to tell Christians that they can't drink the blood of Christ? Who are you to tell Rastafarians that they can't smoke a little herb if it's a spiritual thing for them? They're not smoking some herb ain't hurting you. You pretending to drink the blood of Christ and eat his body is not hurting me. You know what I mean? So who am I to tell you, hey, that's wrong? Do your thing.
Yeah.
If there is a God, we're going to find out later. Just let it be. Instead, we fighting, we carrying on. Religion is not religion anymore. Religion is straight up politics. You know what I mean?
Yes.
When I believe something and you come to me and try to tell me what you believe to make me start practicing what you believe, that's colonizing me. How many people you think like being colonized? Nobody.
Well, and it's one thing if you get together and you discuss and then somebody goes, you know what? I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Do you mind if I come to church with
Yeah.
you? Do you mind if I go to, mosque or, whatever it is? Do you mind if I come with you? I want to find out some more.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing. But yes, when you are trying to beat it into their brains and guilt them into it.
See, I'll give you a perfect example. When I was back home on the island, we had a certain religion come there. And where I'm from, if you come with something new, because I didn't grow up with Protestants. I grew up as Catholic. Protestants didn't start coming in full force until my late teen years, right before I came here. You know, but hey, something new, something that's spiritual, let me go check this out. You know what I mean? So I went and I checked it out, and I checked out the history of the religion that there, and I decided, okay, that's not for me. So I back off. Next thing I know, I'm a thief. You know what I mean? I'm a savage. I need to come to the belief that they are. Then the spirituality is gone, because now you're not trying to get me to believe something that's going to help my soul. You want me to believe something that's going to make you feel like you have a gateway key to heaven.
You know what's funny, though, is that with a lot of these religions, I'm not going to say all, because I haven't looked up everything on all, but a lot of these religions, they all have, they have a way of teaching peace and love.
Yeah.
But then there's also something in there that people are able to kind of bastardize to say, this is why I should dominate you.
Yeah.
This is why I'm better than you.
Yeah.
And if you don't come to my terms, this is why I should kill you.
Yeah. And it's gotten so bad now that I saw one, and I know we hopping on religion, because a lot of it, the base comes down to that. You know what I mean? Because Muslims want their own Sharia law, blah, blah, blah. Christians want their own Christian state, blah, blah, blah. Dude, if this stuff worked, we would be in peace right now.
Yes. Because think about this too. there's at least 2 major divisions in Islam.
Yeah.
There are
Countless.
a lot. There are a lot of major divisions in Christianity.
That's why they came here.
Yeah.
That's why they came here, running from that division.
Yeah. And look, there's been fighting for years in just Ireland between Protestants and Catholics who are still supposed to be under the same, they both look to Jesus.
They couldn't even, one group couldn't march down a street and go into another area where that other religion is.
Yes.
Because a fight going to start.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whatever happened to love thy neighbor as thyself? Wait a minute. Oh, that's the Old Testament. Somebody came around and wrote the New Testament, and fire and brimstone came.
But Jesus also said in the New Testament, treat one another.
Yeah. As you want.
Love one another as I have loved you.
Yeah.
I remember even
he didn't say love me, love them if they believe what you believe.
Yeah,
he didn't say that.
I grew up in a Catholic church, and I remember one of the stained glass windows in there had him on there, and it said, love one another as I have loved you.
Yeah. But check this out. What they fail to realize, if Jesus just loved his kind, y'all wouldn't be Christians. Because he would have preached only to the Jews.
Yeah.
But he came to everybody. He came to everybody.
Remember, he was also in the Middle East.
Yeah. And I'm not saying that I am a believer or anything like that. I'm just saying what is there. This is what's there.
Well, and you know what? And even some of the things that I've read about Native Americans is you see a lot of statements from some of them saying, look, if Christians had come over and just talked to us about Jesus, so we had a lot of respect for what we were hearing about him because of a lot of the things that he taught.
Yeah.
But then it's the way that it was being taught to them by these.
Yeah.
You are going to be a Christian, and you are going to forget about your entire existence.
Yeah.
And all that. Yes, you are going to be just like us. You're going to dress like us. You're going to live just like us.
But you're not going to be equal like us, politically speaking.
Yes, exactly.
And expect people to accept that.
Yeah. But they said, if they had come and just told us about him, we would have gone, hey.
And it falls right back
really
into
nice.
It falls right back into what we're talking about here. You got to talk to people. And if the person decides that's not the way they want to go, fine. If you believe that there's going to be a judgment date, then let Jah take care of it.
And even going back to the political side, too, as far as Democrats and Republicans, I'm sorry, but you need both sides.
Yeah.
Because, I'm sorry, a world that is totally dominated by the liberals scares the daylights out of me.
Big time.
And a world that is totally dominated by the conservatives scares the daylights out of me.
Big time.
So we need both of you.
We need both. We need checks and balances.
Both sides have good ideas.
Oh, yeah.
And like what you said before, we got to figure out how to put that compromise together.
Yeah. But nobody wants to listen.
No.
Listen. Let me tell you how callous we have gotten. I was reading something about the furlough workers. And one person says, why are you complaining? You're going to get big back pay anyway.
Yeah.
So let's say this whole shutdown goes for 6 months. How are they going to pay the bills?
Exactly.
You think a landlord is going to wait until 6 months to get the rent?
Or do you think the grocery store is going to say, okay, go ahead and take your groceries, and you can pay when you come back.
You know what I mean?
Once you get back to work and you get all that back pay.
No, you tell me in a capitalist society who is going to do that.
Yeah.
This dude was telling me
there will be a few good people. I will say that. I would like to believe that there will be a few good people. That there will probably be some landlords who've been like, look, you have been a good tenant to me, and I know you're going to pay me back.
Dude, I'm glad you brought up the tenant-landlord thing, because this is a story I'm going to tell you here.
Uh-oh.
Dude I know contacted his landlord and said, hey, you might not be getting, because he's on HUD, something that helps you pay the rent.
Okay, all right.
You might not get your money. You know what the landlord says? Well, I'll call the housing authority and report you to them. They shut down, you moron.
Nobody's going to answer the phone.
I know, I said moron there. Oh, I'm falling for the negativity. But
man.
my God, you just said that you know the government is shut down. You know people ain't going to get money, but you're going to call the shut down place to complain about this person not paying their rent. So stop them from getting help.
Well, it
already stopped.
Like you said, it's hard to fall into when you just see pure stupidity that comes out.
Yeah.
And that's what that sounds like. You're not thinking. When I say you, I'm talking about that person, the landlord. You're not thinking clearly because somebody told you you're not going to get your money.
Yeah. You understand what I mean?
And you know, I really think that's what clouds a lot of people's judgments is when they find out I'm not going to get my money.
Yeah.
No matter what it is.
Yeah.
Whether it's food stamps or a certain amount of taxes out of your paycheck or not a paycheck at all, or the money that's owed to you from whoever's renting off you, no matter what it is.
And a lot of these people who are talking, you know what I mean? And this goes to, you have to stop, you have to pay attention and see what will actually affect everybody in the long run. Not just you, but everybody. If this continues and people don't get their food stamps, which they call EBT cards now, they don't get that. They don't go grocery shopping. Do you know how much places like Walmart and all these grocery stores depend on that EBT money? So what do you think is going to happen when they're not getting that EBT money? They're going to cut hours.
Yep.
You know what I mean? No, people can't pay their rent. They can't buy food because they don't have the money to buy food because they cut the hours. It's going to come down to that. That's what's going to happen. Look at the long run instead of going, well, I'm a Democrat.
Didn't
I'm a
somebody
Republican.
one day say something about the trickle-down economics thing or something like that? And you know everything has some kind of a cause and effect. If you want to call it trickle-down or whatever, cause and effect. Something happens. It causes this, it affects that, it causes this, then it affects that. You know,
the only trickle down we have in is not economically.
Exactly. Well,
the only trickle down we have in is negativity.
But also from what you're saying, it could trickle down in a very negative way on the economics.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And and that's the thing. Stop with the hate and start paying attention. Stop with the hate and start paying attention. You know what I mean? And despite, we say this on the show all the time, okay? Freedom is free. Freedom, now here's what we're going to have to do. We may have to break this up into two separate segments here because we're just going on and on.
Yeah.
Freedom is free. Saying that you have to fight for freedom or fight for peace is kind of a redundant.
The thing is, you shouldn't have to.
Yeah. Just let it rain.
Yeah, you shouldn't have to.
See, that's why you should listen to our show. The music we play say that.
Yeah. Well, and this even goes back to what we talked about in the last episode with the R. Kelly thing. We shouldn't have people wanting to dominate each other.
Yeah.
To where you feel like you have to fight for your freedom.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, the only dominating that should be going on is when you're playing a sport.
Yeah.
And you're trying to just dominate the other team so that you can win. That's it. That's the only place where trying to dominate somebody else
with sportsmanship
should be happening. Yeah, well. And then, you know what? And then I'm going to add this in real quick because, this morning, another thing, though, I guess we'll date the day that we're recording this anyway, is, today's Championship Sunday in the NFL.
Yeah.
I got the NFC Championship coming on first and the AFC Championship. So when I woke up this morning, I was like, man, I'm going to watch some NFL films. I'm going to get myself, just feeling right for this. So I turn on the America's Game episode of when the 49ers won the Super Bowl after the 81 season. And at the end of it, Ronnie Lott was talking about, and trust me, this will tie back into what we're talking about here. Just believe me here. Just stick with me for a minute. Ronnie Lott said at the end of it, he said, I don't believe that there'll ever be another team like what we had that year. He said, Joe Montana wasn't Joe Montana yet. I wasn't Ronnie Lott yet, because these were two guys who went on to be known as
the best at what they do.
One of the greatest at their positions, and they're both in the Hall of Fame. He said, all we had were a group of guys. We didn't have a group of stars. We had a group of guys, group of players who came together for one common goal. And he said, this is what I tell anybody I ever talk to, any businesses I ever deal with. This is what happens when you get a group of people together
Yeah.
to work toward a common goal.
Yeah.
He didn't say a group of white people working toward a common goal, a group of black people, or a group of Democrats, or a group of Republicans, or a group of Christians, or a group of Muslims, or a group of Jews. He said a group of people come together and work toward a common goal. Now, I know he was basically talking about a football team, but we got different people on football teams too. But he also said that he says this to all of these different places that he goes to, all of these businesses that he deals with.
Yeah.
And, and when you look at Ronnie Lott and all the businesses that he has dealt with, clearly he's dealing with a lot of different people.
Yeah.
So he's got white people in these businesses he's talking to. He's got black people in these businesses he's talking to. Different religions, different political ideologies, and all of these different places. Probably, heck, he's been out in San Francisco and California. He's probably got a lot of Asians out there that that he's also dealing with. So he keeps saying, getting these groups of people together to work toward a common goal.
Yeah.
Like I said, trust me, it was going to eventually get to what we were talking about.
and I tell you what, don't expect, and I know this is our second tape in here that we have, so I've got to put this in here. Don't expect us to sit in here and argue with each other. That's not going to happen. The point is finding out, because we don't believe the same things completely.
No. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm black, he's white. I'm an immigrant, he's a citizen. But here we are sitting here talking. And
actually, you know what? And you and I have been doing this for years, even without being on the show. You and I have been able to, we used to just be like, hey, it's nice outside. Let's go sit outside of the student center. And we would just sit and talk.
And we never have a fight except one person tried to pit us against each other.
That was funny, yes. Yes, we did. And that did not last. And those words were never said to me.
Yeah.
You told me about it. But that was funny.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like, hey, I'm your friend, I'm his friend. If you guys have a fight, I totally understand. Or if you dislike him for some reason, but I'm not going to stop being his friend just because you. See, you don't have to do that. People could stay friends with other friends' enemies. It's not like they're plotting against you. And the fact that one person is staying friend with the other could actually bridge a gap.
I've even got another story to go along with that, and you know what? We're just gonna keep going here, but
we'll break it up in part 1, part 2. So we tell you that we're gonna break it up in part 1, part 2. We're gonna cut it here, and then we're gonna go on again.